Welcome to the Head Shepherd Podcast. I'm your host, Mark Ferguson, CEO at Next and Agri International, where we help livestock managers get the best out of their stock. Before we get started, a big thanks to our three fantastic sponsors. Allflex, part of MSD, perhaps better known as Cooper's Animal Health in Australia, offers one of New Zealand and Australia's largest livestock product portfolios with a comprehensive suite of animal health and management products. Heinegger is a one-stop shop for wool harvesting and animal fibre removal. The Heinegger team have a deep understanding of livestock agriculture, backed by Swiss engineering and a family business dedicated to manufacturing the best. ProA Livestock Equipment have been delivering industry-leading livestock handling systems to producers across Australia, New Zealand and beyond for the last 25 years to improve on-farm safety, efficiency and profitability. We are grateful to our sponsors for their support, helping us bring Head Shepherd to you each week. And now, it's time to get on with this week's episode. Welcome back to Head Shepherd. Great to have you listening along. This week on the show, we're changing gears a little bit and we're chatting shearing contracting with Willy McSkimming. I came across Willy when he worked for Heinegger for a couple of years in between his contracting runs. He's now back shearing contracting. He's taken on a new run, so with merino sheds and crossbred sheds across a big chunk of the South Island. Willy's always entertaining to chat with, and this one is no exception. He's also developed an app which helps with the scheduling of that contracting game, and so we chat about that as well as his ethos to the business generally and how he got into the business and where he sees it going. Before we get into that, this week we have our heifer selection live event on the hub. We've been, as you may know, we've been doing a PDS for MLA, or we are doing a PDS for MLA, and this week on the hub we're having a chat about that particular PDS. It's around using genomics to make better selection decisions on heifers. It's going to be on Wednesday night at 7 o'clock New Zealand time, 5 o'clock Eastern, or 3 p.m. in the west of Australia. On our MLA PDS project, Optimised Heifer Selection. So join myself and Georgia Pugh, and we look forward to chatting with you then. Righto, we'll get underway with this week's show with the very entertaining Willy McSkimming. Welcome, Willy McSkimming, to Head Shepherd.
Yeah, cheers, Ferg.
Great to have you on here, mate. Really keen to catch up and hear about all things you're doing now that you're running the shearing gang. But before we get into that, it'd be good to just talk through, your career to date, really, and it's sort of always been around sheep and shearing. But yeah, be keen to just hear that story briefly, and then we'll get into a few more questions around the current sort of activities.
Yeah, cool, mate. Yeah, well, it all sort of started the valley I'm sitting in at the moment, the Hecataramere Valley. Yeah, I started up here with Waimate shearing when I was 13 as a wool handler, following my old man around. He sort of got me into it, school holidays and whatnot. And sort of just blossomed from there, really. I spent a fair bit of time on the Broome, then went up north, up to Taumarunui, followed my brother up there. Yeah, probably when I was 14, I started going up there and got to 17 and thought, I've had enough of school, so there was only one thing I knew what to do, and I was going to be a bloody shearer, come hell or high water. Spent a few years on the press up there. My brother had the shearing run around Taumarunui. So, yeah, learnt how to shear with him. Then graduated to the stand, and not long after I ended up buying a shearing run. So it was a contractor with my wife Tess at the ripe old age of 22. Yeah, so 15 years at that up there. Loved it. Was in hindsight probably a wee bit young for it. It's like a kid in a candy store, if you like. When you're that age, you no cares in the world. But no, kids started coming along. There's some awesome people up there, clients and that. And over the 15 years we were contracting, or the 20 years I was working on the run, 23 years, really got to know some of them real well. So when we sold up, it was quite sad leaving there, I guess. But sort of wandered back down to the homeland here, the mainland, and did 3 years with Heinegger as a technical field rep, or I don't know, Dale might have some other ideas on that.
what that was called.
But no, that was also awesome. And then opportunity popped up to buy another shearing run down here. So we did that. It was mainly merino probably 80% merino based when we bought it. Yeah, and in December we added some more crossbreds. We bought another run. It was all crossbreds, and that's sort of given us a balance of work right throughout the year now. It's real good. Yeah, I suppose now we're sort of probably shearing touch under 500,000 sheep a year.
Yeah, righto.
That's a basic rundown of the life, and yeah, I didn't tell you about me and my shitty nappies, but you probably don't need to know that, but do you?
No, we've all had them. Yeah, I guess since taking it, I mean, you've been through kind of two versions of a shearing gig now, and I guess one of the reasons we wanted to chat today was obviously got to know you through Heiniger and noticed how professional you were at doing everything, and yeah, obviously being good with people has been a key skill to building shearing teams and gangs and getting that work. But yeah, I guess talk us through your approach second time around. You're obviously a bit more mature this time of buying a gang and buying a contracting business. And yeah, I guess you're doing a few things differently, which you'll be keen to talk about.
Yeah. So, first time round, it was, like I said, it was a bit of a free-for-all. Yeah. I was a bit young. I didn't know much. I wouldn't change it for the world. Made heaps of cock-ups. But, I mean, yeah, that's what happens when you throw a 22-year-old a multi sort of $1 million business and get amongst it. But, yeah, things were quite different back then, I suppose. It was the early 2000s. Communication had to be done, pretty solidly. And we had, at times, we sort of got up to around 100 staff, plus some years. And, we had 10 to 12 gangs going. And there was not really a thing called Facebook. There was, you couldn't multi-text. And I mean, we were still writing checks, for Christ's sake. It was different. But I mean, your communication had to be pretty on point to keep all that ticking, especially in the areas that we work in. That,
yeah.
But yeah, no, it was definitely an eye opener. Like I said, made heap of cock ups. But you can laugh at most of them now. It was
Still got most of your teeth, so you can't have been upset too many shearers.
Yeah, no, you haven't seen underneath me yet, Ferg. There's a few scratches and scrapes, and one being from an ostrich at one point. That was...
we could talk about your desire to wrestle an ostrich, but that's probably.
But it was. I suppose the old man always said experience was the greatest teacher, and we seen a lot. We probably grew up ourselves in that 15 years we were contracting there, and I've always been a forward sort of thinker, and right from day dot it was like, shit, there's got to be an easier way to do this, and so this time round I probably didn't really ease into it. I just put the foot to the floor and thought, right, let's get into it. Let's do it.
Yeah, it's probably ease into it. It's not something I've ever seen or ever heard about you. So that's
no.
Sort of boots and all, and then some. Yeah. So talk us through today. How many teams you're running, and sort of what that looks like, and I guess some of the culture you're trying to build in that team, and around your clients and stuff, and what all that looks like.
Yeah, so now buying this Bruce Rogers' run, which has given us all the crossies, we sort of run 4 to 5 teams over the summer, pretty much until now, really. Like we had 3 or 4 going at crutching time. So we finished our crossbred main share, lead into the fine wool crutching. And now we're sort of starting, probably now's our quietest time out of the year, just before we get into the main prelim side of things. We'll have 4 teams going again at prelim, and then taper off again October. Share a few crossy hoggets October, November, and back into start some crossy ewes again in December.
Yeah,
but we've sort of we did it. We did it in Tauranui, and so first thing we did here, I actually got this idea of my nephew who sailed for he sails for Team New Zealand, and him and his mate, they've had these stickers on their on their yachts or their boats the whole time they've been competing, like their Olympic yachts and their 49ers, and they were dottering them all around the Team New Zealand boat there too at one point. And I think there was a couple of questions asked, so where did these come from? But no, I thought it was a frigging good idea. It's basically, it's a no wankers sticker, and so I thought that probably applies to the shearing industry, and that's how we want to run our teams. So yeah, we put a blanket no wankers policy in place, and and big stickers on the vans, big stickers on the clothing, and it works all right. You still, I mean, you're never going to get it 100% right, but it's actually, testament to the people that we do have here. They sort of self-regulated, if you like. So, so the wankers, so to speak, don't they sort of weed themselves out.
Yeah, definitely. So what is there's all sorts of rumours and theories about the shearing industry, and we know that it's becoming a lot more professional than maybe what it was. And you hear of teams sort of shearing for a day, then going for a run rather than drinking all night, and sort of, I guess, a different culture. There's but still a lot of fun in the shearing industry. A shearing shed's always a good place to be in it with a good team there, all getting the job done, because it's that kind of, I mean, humans love being in busy places, I suppose, in a team environment. It's kind of like sport, it's very much like sport, really. So, it's still a great place to be, even with that, I guess, and an even better place to be if there's with a no wankers policy.
Yeah, well, they're awesome places. I love the industry and the sheds. It's pretty much been my life. And I just think that I've been sort of, I guess, the 90s I started in the sheds and through the decades, if you like, and it's definitely, I mean, if we want, the facilities and the things like, the good facilities and basically to be treated as professionals, then like we probably should start acting like it. And I just think it's time, and credit to the crews that have, and that it's very good, and it's definitely time we started lifting the industry, if you like.
Yeah, I mean, one of the cool things about the shearing industry is the ability to, like, there's always that transient nature. So you've always got sort of people coming into teams and leaving teams and going and going off and work and shearing for a mate somewhere overseas or whatever. And it's a lot of people have had a lot of great life experiences travelling around shearing. So I assume that in your gangs you've got some stable ones, but then others are sort of coming through and doing their time as part of life.
Yeah, exactly. And now we're starting to, we had it up north too, but we're starting to get the same ones back. They'll go and do their thing for the rest of the season and come back when we're busy at prelim. And it's awesome catching up with people and just like you said, that transient nature. It's different to most industries, but it's it's what makes us, I suppose you'd say. And you get weapons, and you get you get weapons, you get workers. I mean, but no, it's quite cool. And you've got you've got a huge group of people. They're all different. They've all come from different walks of life, and they all come together. Shit, that's my trainer. I was just remembered I was supposed to be at the gym.
Oh well, mate, we won't keep you too much longer before you can do some more press ups.
Yeah. It's awesome. Great to see. That's what makes the industry.
Yeah, definitely. You spent 3 years with Heininger, as you said, with working for our good mate Dale. Yeah, I guess that would have been a different same industry, different perspective, I suppose, going around setting up evos, working through showing people how to set up their gear or grind gear or whatever. It was I really enjoyed your time when we did a muster with you, sort of teaching the young'uns how to set up gear. It's certainly I don't know much about shearing. All I know is if the gear's set up badly, it's an even worse experience for people who don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, definitely. And I guess I've always been, interested right from probably when I didn't have the handpiece, when I was pressing and that, I was always quite intrigued or interested, seeing the good guys with their gear and how that goes and the mechanics of a handpiece. And yeah, it sort of, I didn't fall in my lap that gig, but yeah, we just sold our shearing business up north, and I was down here working on this run that we bought actually for pre-lam, and they were looking for someone, and I rang Tess and said, right, do you and the kids want to move back down? Well, move down here, because I'd been up around her family for long enough, I thought. No, they're awesome. They're real good. But I just time to get back to my roots a wee bit, I suppose you'd say. But that came up, and talked it through with Kevin and old mate Gary. Dale actually started not long after I did, I think. But yeah, that was awesome. Loved every minute of that job. Yeah,
and I guess such a professional company as well, and all the gear they produce and everything they do is obviously done with crazy precision. So there would have been some things you would have learnt along the line, even if you didn't know it at the time. But sort of
and it's really good being able to pass a bit of that on now. Like even like I said, I was always pretty competent with say a comb and ripping a handpiece to bits and that. But even just that, like I said, the precision that they go into and how a bloody ball for a handpiece is made and stuff like that. It blows your mind. That goes into it is it's really awesome.
Yeah, it is quite insane how much work goes into that. The one of the great things that's probably changed since your first run to this run is there's a lot more evos getting around sheds, so a lot more safety and a lot more comfortable in terms of gear. That's in terms of that shearing gear, not risk of hitting a bit of wire and breaking your wrist or rattling your wrist all day.
Tell you a funny wee story. When we sold our shearing business up north and come down here, that's sort of how the Heineken gig came along. Actually, I was shearing just down the road at Rostriever. It was the first day of pre-lam for me anyway. This first sheep of the second run, I had a wee run-in with my pinky. And I thought at the time, I was like, shit, it actually stopped the Evo. And I was like, well, it's gone deep. It's hit something. So off I went to the doctors, got stitched up. I was back at work at lunchtime. Sure, for another 3 weeks, and it was getting I was putting cock socks and all sorts on it to try and hold it together or keep it clean just so I could keep shearing. And 3 weeks later, it was manky and the end of it was pointing that way, and I was like, shit. So I went back to the doctor and they X-rayed it and they said, "Oh, you've actually cut it like clean in half," which they didn't know in Courier because they didn't have an X-ray machine. I just said, fucking stitch it up and let's get going. So that was a painful 3 weeks. But if it wasn't for the Evo, I was actually using my own at the time. It would have ripped my finger clean off, I reckon.
Yeah.
It definitely did hit something hard.
Wow.
So my gear must be all right if it can cut through bone.
Yeah, no, definitely. And for those who don't live in New Zealand, you've had an insight into why there's less Kiwi males in the world than there are females, because that's that's the usual that's the standard approach to medicine. First, obviously you learn a few ways not to care for a wound there, mate. So you'll have a few different options available to you next time.
No, I tried. I was even like taping popsicle sticks to keep it straight. Had these like cock socks, and I was cheering like this, and it was awesome. Yeah, it was a good old time.
Yeah. Anyway, it looks pretty straight now, mate. It obviously.
Yeah, they did all right, eh? Even the nail grew back. There was actually. probably an 8-month period. When I started for Heinegger, I was on antibiotics because I had a frigging bone infection, didn't I?
as you would if you snap a bone and then leave it open. Yeah. Excellent. I saw recently you've added a new staff member, which is a different approach to most shearing teams. I haven't heard of it before. You might be other examples, but obviously wool handle is a big part of it. But actually, someone that comes out and sets up those clips so that it doesn't matter who you're marketing through, that the clips sort of optimised for what the whole point of this game is, and that's getting the wool to someone that wants to turn it into something valuable.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So Nic came on the 1st of June. Which came out of a reputable wool company, I suppose you'd say. Most people know. But, I think like 3 years probably isn't enough to see what's going on in a business. But we've done two prelims and like obviously the merino stuff, that's always going to be there. And I know what I know. I've done wool handling, but who's gonna? Well, you'd look at me sideways if I, walked in and told you where to put a straw or something, or what flavour spoof was for that sheep. But
I would look at you sideways.
Because you'd wonder what I'm going to do with it. So Nic brought her on board just to oversee that side of things. She can start teaching our crew, our wool handlers in particular, and the shearers. Like some of them are getting an insight to what goes on. I think there's been a wee bit of disconnect in the industry of farmers and say shearing teams or shearers over the years. It's not anyone's fault, but it's just these farmers are spending a whole year preparing for this week, 3 days, or if you're Uncle Bill up at Beamore, that's a month. That they spend all year getting these ready, and they're not preparing these sheep to cock it up, So it's quite important on both sides to get it right. And if our staff have got insight at both ends of the chain, that investment should grow in that clip. And with the crossbred stuff bouncing back too, probably the last 15 years there hasn't been much attention at all on that clip. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's some guys out there that have stuck to their knitting and thick or thin, they've prepared that wool or tried to exactly the same way, and it's probably cost them a lot of money. But now we've seen that a lot up north. It was, going by the wayside, less wool handlers, less focus on that wool. But now it's sort of it's bouncing back, and I think these guys at the top end of the chain that are doing that really good job with the wool will get better returns out of it, or their clip will be valued above some of the other ones that maybe aren't so much. And having someone like Nic around will just keep the pulse on that.
Yeah, definitely. And I guess like you say, it starts from 12 months of sort of care and watching, and then I guess, and we're always guilty of, it doesn't matter whether it's a tailing gang or a shearing gang or whether we're out there classing ewes or whatever, everyone just wants to kind of, you want to get into it and get the job done and on to the next kind of job, but there is always, because the kind of good way of getting it done efficiently, then there's a rushed way of just chaffing it and turning it into, or devaluing it at the absolute last second of where you can sort of add value or devalue it by having chopping it in half or doing a poor job or rushing or pushing. So it's great to, if we know what, and often all we need is humans is to actually understand why, and then once we understand why, we can kind of go, oh, right, well, I will take a bit of extra care, because if I don't, then I'm going to cost $10 or whatever, or it's just not going to be a good outcome. So it's great to have that sort of why coming through. Yeah,
just getting that investment, and she's talking with some farmers now. She's getting last year's test results and teaching the staff what they actually mean, because most of them will look at a bit of paper like that and they'll be just like, whoa, what is that? But it's all got its place in the shed, but they just call it something else. And understanding that and knowing, I think will be, or our clients will be streaks ahead when it comes to that sale of that wool.
So I guess, in doing that, your aim is to continue to grow the business? Is that sort of what? That's the sort of That's the aim.
Yeah, if we can, just get a nice year round, fill in prelim, just get a nice steady run. Yeah, I think we'll be happy. When we bought this business, Tess we're going to stay small, aren't we? One or two crews, and Willy just nodded and said, yeah.
I imagine Tess and knowing Willy would have gone, whatever he says is not true anyway. He'll definitely want to push.
Yeah. So no, it's there's hoping we grow a wee bit out of it, and just get that solid, consistent work year round.
No, excellent. So I guess as you mentioned, crossbred wool is back in the sun again. It's been a long cloudy winter for crossbred wool prices, but great to see some value being returned there, because it certainly was, I guess not in the South Island as much, but certainly North Island was on a one-way ticket to no wool really for the last number of years, and for good reason if it had stayed the way it was. But it is good that people can start getting rewarded for their effort across all clips now. What are the you've solved a few of the challenges, Willie, but what are the, like when you're sort of lying awake at night dreaming of a bare belly sheep, what are the challenges you still reckon need solving in the industry, or that you're still sort of working on to improve?
As in, so, well, I'd probably go down the technology route there.
Yeah.
And I suppose now you probably want to yarn about the app I've been building, eh?
Well, yes, definitely. We'll talk about that. Yeah.
But technology, I think, has a big part to play in the shearing industry. It's all been pen and paper for since day dot. Yeah, but no, just little things, even around the gear. Like this year, Heineken brought out a new cover comb, and shit, it's nice to use. It's safe. Generally, the cover combs can, if you're not used to them or whatever, can be a wee bit aggressive on some animals. But just stuff like that. Technologies, I'm all for it.
Which one was the which comb is that? Because I was looking the other day at cover combs, or not that I'm going to go shearing, mate. You got no risk there. Not that would be a risk. That'd be. But
you know who to come and learn off anyway.
Yeah. I reckon might be too old for too late for this dog, I think. But which one's the new cover comb?
So that was the Sub-Zero.
Right.
Got skids on all teeth. It actually leaves a nice level of cover on the sheep. The skids are, like I said, on all teeth, but they're actually a wee bit lower than a traditional cover comb that has skids, like longer skids on every second tooth.
Yeah, right.
But that sort of that tooth that hasn't got skids on a traditional cover comb is generally the one you got to watch out for when it comes to skin and stuff like that. It can go quite close to the skin, but I don't know. I think this new one leaves a nice cover.
Yeah, cool.
Consistent.
Excellent. Right, mate. Talk to us about your app. What problems the app solving, and what does it look like?
Yeah, well, sort of like I said earlier, I've always been forward thinking and thinking we can do this a better way, and there's a friggin' app for everything now. So no, I started exploring it. I guess it stemmed from that PETA debacle we had over here 18 months ago. We were tied up in that a little bit. So I don't know, 8 or 10, 12 other contractors. Yeah, we employed the guy that had the camera for a small bit, and he got a wee bit of footage. But probably in hindsight, it was a friggin' good thing, because maybe the industry did need to tidy up. A lot of that stuff, well, most of that stuff they got was it was animal control, and you look at those videos, they were all, 98% of the people on those videos were young people, and we haven't had any formalised or set training in the industry for probably a good 10 years now. So there's a bit that's what got me going. But I suppose MPI, they do their thing, which they have to do. They came knocking around some doors and they were asking for information and well, no one had it. No one had what, it was supposed to be getting. We sort of knew it was, but it took something like this to flesh it out. And that's what sort of started the app thing going. But yeah, I sort of diverged off of that and into the business management side of things, like how can we help contractors, farmers, even staff? How do we make this shit easier and get them off group chats and paper based and all that. So yeah, the first app, if you like, was a jot form based one and just basically an information gathering one. They could see the teams. A lot of it was focused around the compliance side, so the animal welfare, health and safety side of things, and the organisational side of it was still pretty manual. So we did last prelim with that, and I actually had a knee replacement February a year ago, I suppose. And that's what got me down. And I was in the hospital bed, and 2:00 in the morning, I got the computer out and just started tapping away. And we got to a point where I needed it to go one way or the other. So I got it out on a platform called Base 44 and started playing around, building an actual app. The first one, you'll love this, Ferg. The first one I called, it had a name and a logo, and you'll notice it as soon as I say it, but I called it Shear Hub. And the logo was very similar. but the same colours and all. But I thought that might have been a wee bit too, PC, or I might have got in trouble. I might have got a visit from the porn.
You can only hope, mate.
Maybe, I don't know. But that was Shear Hub. So I changed it, and it's now the Shearing Board, TSB for short. So we got it testing on that Base 44, got it doing what we wanted. So it goes three ways. Well, I probably like some of that other stuff on that other app. It goes three ways. So you got your contractor portal, you've got your staff portal, and your farmer portal. So a job set up by the contractor or farmer rings, he puts it in the job calendar, so that from then on the farmer and the staff can track that job right the way through. So the staff get notified the time, the place, the team members, if there's any health and safety things to watch at that shed. They can do their tally sheets. Farmer will get a direct or a live copy of that as they go. So your normal tally book will be live on the app if you're up on the if you're up on the hill. Boys have got a cutout coming up. You can sort of track their progress. Yeah, so there's that tallies, the compliance side of things. It'll do your animal welfare reporting for your assurance programs, same as your health and safety. Yeah, it just keeps all your tallies in one spot. So if you want to, in 5 years' time, if you want to come back and look how many you did this main share or prelam, all your tallies will be right there. They should link up with the invoices, hopefully, if your contractor's okay on that. Yes, I know, just a whole round. I mean, the contractor, he can induct staff, do their contracts, all that sort of HR stuff in one spot. I mean, I've used apps in the past, but what I found is you need probably 10 different apps to run your business, and that's niggly between each thing. So we basically put a whole management and compliance system together, and so Base 44 was getting a bit cluttered, if you like. So I built it out on a AWS platform, so it can be multi-tenanted now and ready to ship out to the world. I just got back from Wagga Wagga yesterday, actually. And I've been over there getting the Aussie side of things running, so they can use it over there too. A couple of shearing contractors are over there using it. It's going good, saving time, and yeah, I mean that's the biggest thing I found. Like with the organising, often I'd be chasing staff or on the phone until 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night. Whereas now I push a few buttons, set my teams up. Farmers notified, the team's notified. I'm sort of, I'm almost knocking off at the same time as the boys.
You're just back on that other hub, mate.
It's really good. Yeah. So probably a good thing I'm still not drinking beer, or else. Oh, mind you. Yeah. I started a bit earlier.
Talk us through that decision, mate. So the app's obviously going to be, and that will get a bit of uptake, and that'll be great. Is that something to monetize, or that's just something you need in your business and you'll share it around, or?
Well, it started off in our business, but sort of talking with a few industry groups and that. I'm also VP of the New Zealand Shearing Contractors Association, and I've been in the association the whole time we've been contracting in one form or another. And, the biggest, the thing about this app is it's all anonymised, but it'll start giving our industry and our partners just a bigger sort of picture on when are busy times, how many shearers are needed, where, and just all that sort of that big picture stuff that people have tried to gather over the years, but never really got there because it's too hard or too many people. So it'll be really good in that in that respect. So same as the compliance side, how's the wool sheds out there looking, or on the whole, or none of the data's there's no name attached to it, so it's all just numbers, but it's gives you a really good breakdown of what's actually happening. Plus, we can have a good ding dong with the Aussies.
I was going to say you would have had to improve the sense of humour on the Australian version, no doubt.
I don't know. I was like I said, I was over there for a few days. They started warming them my way.
Another deck.
Mind you, most of them were Kiwis anyway.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, no, cool, mate. I guess finally, you did talk about how you've pulled pin on the beers. What was that around? And is that a permanent thing, or just talk us through how that journey's been?
Yeah. So that's probably been 40-something years in the making, I suppose you'd say.
Yep.
I'd had a couple of cracks at it, but I mean, one thing I didn't drink beer for was the taste of it. So fucking zeros and shit like that to me now is like, nah, I don't. Yeah, it just pisses me off, I think. But no, I mean, back as a kid growing up, my dad had probably had a wee issue with it through the years, and it's been in the family. And I mean, I wasn't I was quite a jovial sort of character and go looking for mischief rather than get angry or anything like that. But it sort of got to a point. I'm one of those guys that, well, you know me, Ferg. I don't do anything by halves. Yeah. So there was no such thing as a few quiet ones or shit like that. So it had to be all or nothing. Yeah, just did it for my own good, really. Kids aren't getting any younger, so it was plus Tess, she'd had 23 years of me like that, so she probably needed a bit of a break at it too. I don't know, I guess it's a wee rite of passage, but just something I probably operate a lot better off it.
Well, I've seen you operate on it, mate. So,
Well, that's operating.
Awesome, mate. This is a question without notice, but we ask everyone who's the best human you've had the opportunity to learn from.
Oh, yeah, right. You got me there.
First time I've heard you silent.
No, I'm just trying to think of anyone outside of my parents or my dad. My older brother did a lot for me when I was younger. Taught me a lot about life. I was going through it. But yeah, best human outside of family. Should I have to get back to you on that?
No.
There's been a lot of clients and even staff over the years I've crossed paths with that have I've had a really good relationship with and learned a lot about myself through them.
Yeah.
But actually in this journey so far, had a fair bit of help from Matt Chisholm. He's been pretty good for anything really. Just call him. He's not a bad rooster too. Learning this side of, he sort of, I guess I was always a wee bit, what would you say? Like I was still me, but I was a wee bit fucking, like I, didn't think I could sort of do it.
Yeah.
He sort of got that out of me and power on sort of thing. So Matt would be one of them. Then the old man and the brother and you, Ferg.
Yep. Well up there in the top 1,000, mate. Yeah. Thanks, mate. Great to spend a bit of time, mate. Thank you, and congratulations on getting that run cranking, and look forward to seeing it, watching it grow.
We'll keep cranking and we'll get on with it one way or another.
We'll have to catch up for a sparkling water one day, mate. That'll be good.
Something like that. Yeah, I'll spike your drink and then you know what'll happen.
Thanks, mate.
Good on you, Ferg. Cheers.
Thanks for listening, and thanks again to our 3 fantastic sponsors. Heinegger, who are proud world leaders in the manufacturing and supply of professional sheep shearing and clipping equipment. Allflex Livestock Intelligence, part of MSD Animal Health, offer extensive livestock product portfolio focused on animal health management, all backed up by exceptional service. ProWay Livestock Equipment offer turnkey solutions from design through to professional installation and specialise in facilities that are tailored to your specific operation for all livestock species. We thank these 3 great companies for their ongoing support of the Head Shepherd podcast.